Morning, lovelies. It is Tuesday, the 25th, and I had shot a 30-minute video on my camcorder, and the SIM card is corrupted. So I was just talking to myself for 30 minutes. So I figured I'll just turn on my phone and go over what I was talking about. Basically, I talked about transphobia a little bit in society and how everything is just backwards to me, and it runs deep. My journey from my journey from being an oddball as a kid, never fitting in, always being told boys don't do that, to dressing femmy and wearing women's clothes for the last year and a couple months, to now realizing I want to start HRT and want a more womanly body. And the fact that I have a good relationship with my member, my genital. I don't have dysphoria. So I've been doing research on is that common? And I found a doctor that was talking about how you can have latent dysphoria, where you focus on what's dysphoric at the beginning is what you can see. It's how people receive you. They don't see your genitals, so you don't think about it. So it could be latent after I transition and stuff, but I don't know. I like my member, and I'm hoping I don't get crazy dysfunction when I start HRT and stuff like that. And I know my sex drive might diminish. I'm already gray sexual. If you don't know what that means, it means sometimes I'm really hypersexual. Sometimes I can just leave it. And most of the time I stay in this gray area where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's have sex. Oh, no, you don't want to have sex? Okay. And I can just cope. So I'm gray sexual. And I talked about my sexuality, and I talked about how years ago I bought my first Femi outfit, and it took me over an hour and a half in a Goodwill to pick out an outfit for a gender swap party. What kind of straight cis man thinks over an hour on an outfit for just a party? I still have that outfit and I fit it and it looks great. But actually, at the end of buying the outfit, I realized I didn't like the top. So I bought a shirt to go over the dress. So I put a lot of thought into it. I also talked in that video about how I bought heels because I admire heels and I love the way ladies' legs look in it. Now I love the way my legs look in it, but I never thought I would wear heels. I bought them because they were like wall art to me. Now I have this huge collection of heels. I usually wear wedges when I leave the house just because it's tough to walk in heels at this moment. And the ground's so uneven, that I'm scared I'm going to hurt my ankle. But wedges are just like tennis shoes, and they're super cute. But I'm a bit nervous because Thursday I talked to my therapist, or not my therapist, my primary care physician, about HRT. I scheduled an appointment about it, but they only scheduled a 15-minute appointment, so I'm guessing it's a yes if I quit cigarettes. That's probably what I'm hoping. I'm excited for this new journey, and I'm totally gonna start writing down what I'm gonna say in my videos because I am really random, and I scatterbrain and I overthink, and I'm just always back and forth, and it makes no sense. So I just been uploading these videos as kind of my own record of my journey. And I also talked about that when I make up my mind, I make up my mind, and I overthink everything, and I really analyze and I think about what I want to be, what I want to do, everything, and I make a decision and I stick to it. So I went from telling my friend I'll never do HRT to 3 weeks later, after getting my wearable boobs and my cleavage makers, that this is what I need. It's not even a want, it's what I need. I need the more femi body. I need little breasts. I'm probably going to end up getting implants in one day because I don't think I'll grow what I want to look like. And it seems like that's very common. But we'll see. After 3 to 5 years, I'll see what it looks like, because they say it takes about that long for your body to go through the puberty and develop everything that's gonna develop. But I'm excited about my hips expanding and my butt getting better. I already have a nice butt. It's gorgeous. Maybe I'll post a picture. I think I did. Well, I'll see. But my video was really long, really random, and it was like 30 minutes, and it didn't work. And I had to reinstall all my editing software and then started opening the files, and it was just like, nope, unable to read this. But I also talked about my theory on transgender people, because I've always saw them as either male or female. What they presented as, I've always saw them as that. So that's probably another reason why I have a good relationship with my member, because I never saw it as a gender thing. It was just something you're born with. It's not who you are. And either you like it or you don't. And I like mine. And I'm actually, I'm gonna not say that. But so I was thinking and talking to someone earlier this morning, and I was telling them how I asked my friends what do they think about trans women porn, and they were all like, no, no, no. And this was like in high school. I don't even know if they would remember me asking that, because it was random, because I didn't admit to watching it, because I didn't watch porn until I was 18. But I was always curious about it. And when I watched it, I was like, this is hot. And when I thought about my friend's reaction, I was like, it doesn't make sense, because wouldn't you want more boobs? Two hot chicks, if one has a dick, is better than straight porn, where you seeing this big macho guy and this girl, when you can see two girls and all these tits and everything. And I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. And I realized that transphobia runs so deep that people are afraid of being put in a box for what they like. So they'll probably watch it on their own, but they'll never admit to it. And I've always been into it, and I've always loved it, and I'm into femmies. And femmies with extra parts is icing on the cake. It's extra parts. So it's super hot to me, and I just like embracing it. And like I realized that we're all pack animals. And we want to fit in, and people can be cruel so they're not the outcast, so they can fit in. And it starts early when you're a kid on the playground, teasing the oddball with everyone else so you don't get teased. So I was always the oddball. I was always the one being teased. I was the one not being invited to parties. I never fit in. Like I said earlier in this video, I was always told boys don't do that. And it makes sense that I'm two-spirit. I'm both female and male. And actually, I'm starting to realize I'm woman. WOMYN. And that's what a lot of Native American tribes call transgender, two-spirit, AMAT femmies. Women. I don't know how it's pronounced. I just read it. I did a lot of research in the last year, and it always been me. Like I was always that kid that played with my sister with her dolls, and I had my action figures, and I had all these stories. And it's weird how if you play with your action figures, you're being all boyish, and if you play with dolls, you're being girlish. They're all the same. They're toys. And I like knitting, and I always been into knitting all my life. I've always been into basket weaving and stuff like that. And even in high school, when I worked at a camp, I was the junior staff for the arts and craft, and my specialties were lanyards and hip necklaces and bracelets. And I always loved making those things. And that's been like my hobbies and my passion. Like kind of like an old lady. I am like an old lady. I'm like a really old lady. And those have been my hobbies. And even in high school, I would make them and just give them out to people. I remember in my early 20s, this gorgeous Asian girl came into the bakery I worked at and said, Sam? I was like, hey. Do I know you? And we went to high school together. And I was like, oh, awesome. And she was like, did you know I wore that bracelet you gave me for like 4 years? And I was like, I gave you a bracelet? I forgot I went through this period where I was just giving everyone bracelets I made, lanyards that glowed in the dark, hemp necklaces. And I made an impression on somebody just for a hobby I love to do. I think she had a crush on me, but still didn't tell me. And I was going through crazy times back then. I was bad shit crazy. Like, literally. Like, I am legally crazy. So, that was a troubling time, and I didn't put together that she probably had a crush on me in high school. But she was gorgeous. And I was like, wow, I made an impression, and it was a good one, and I was flattered. And those have been my hobbies. And in the native world, those boys that were into that stuff were encouraged to continue it, and girls that were into hunting and stuff was encouraged to continue it. And it's just weird how the colonism and everything, like, since colonized, everything's binary and everything has to be man or woman, and this is bad, you can't do that, and telling little boys, oh, boys don't do that, instead of like nurturing what my interests are, making me feel like, oh, I can't do that because then I'll be looked at differently. I'm a boy. I want to be like a boy, and conforming to society things. And it's like, good thing I never had role models, because as an adult, it's so fluid and easy to change what I want to be with more information I gather about myself, because I never had these images to live up to. I always had my own image of what I wanted to be, and as I grew, as I learned, that image changed, and there wasn't this wall to overcome, which makes it a lot easier for me to make my decisions, like start HRT within a month of saying no and then being like, oh, yes, this is me. And I'm excited, I'm terrified, and that's life. And I'm going to keep uploading videos and posting. And what do you guys think about the clean shavingness? I have this huge zit. It's really bugging me. But I'm all clean shaved, and I got a new shaver, and it's really smooth. Really smooth. What do you think? It's growing on me. It's been about 4 days. I haven't shaved in like 12 years. And I always thought I would never shave. I thought I would be that Livis, that that bearded lady with extra parts. And that was what I thought. And now I realize I don't want the facial hair. I'm in full support of being you. You do you. I actually have a great friend that's a fat bearded lady, and they are hot. Damn. But everyone just be yourself and cherish the good things about you. Work on the bad things. Love is the answer. And be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Take breaks. Breaks are really important. Remember back in the day there were siestas? Everyone took a break and had a tea party. We need to bring that back, because self-care is important. Love yourself, love your loved ones, support all in your life. Thank you for watching my video. This is Shake These Beats, Sam Carter. Oh, and I also talked about how I go by Sam now, because that's non-binary. I can be Samantha or Samuel or Sammy. And I go by they, them, he, she, her, zir, all of them, because none of them feel right yet. So we'll see. That's my video about my failed video, and a little bit about what I talked about for those 30 minutes. There was more stuff, but I forgot. I really need to start writing down what I'm going to say on these videos. And maybe you get better camera equipment and shoot from a camera instead of my phone. I don't know, but it makes it so easy to post to all my social media if it's just on my phone. All right. Happy Tuesday. Love, and enjoy the rest of the week. Stay safe. Wear your mask.